Alright, here I wanted to do an example in this video about how you go about finding an equation if the only information you've been given are its roots. Now, roots is a fancy term for the solutions of your equation. In other words, what you've been told is you've been told what the variable equals. In order to find an equation based on that information, you have to do what's called working backwards. We have to take those roots and we have to reverse them back into factors and then multiply those factors together to get back to your equation. Essentially, it's like checking your work. So, I have this example here where we need to write in a polynomial equation with integer coefficients that has the following roots. So we're told that y equals -2, y equals 3, y equals 3. So in other words, what we have to keep in mind here is that 3 is considered to be a double root. Okay? So we have to work backwards. So I am told that y equals -2. Now the very first thing that we have to do if we're looking at our list of things to accomplish is the first thing we need to do is we need to go from solutions into factors. That's the very first thing we have to do. So here I have y equals -2. So in other words, what I want to do is I want to have this set equal to 0. So I have to take this -2 and I need to shift it across the equal sign going the opposite direction. Since this is negative, to do that says I have to add to both sides. So this becomes y plus 2 equals 0. Now I need to do the same thing with my other root. So in this case I have y equals 3. Again, I need to take this 3 and I need to shift it because it's positive. Shift says I have to subtract. So here this is going to be y minus 3 equals 0. Now the biggest thing I have to remember about this one is that this is a double root. Okay, i.e. meaning you have 2 of them. Once you have your factors, which is what we have, so essentially then we have to multiply your factors together. So I have y plus 2 times y minus 3 times y minus 3. So I have to multiply these together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 of them. So I'm going to take these 2 right here because they're identical, and I'm going to multiply them together. So here I've got y times y gives me y squared. Y times a -3 will be -3y, with a -3y combined gives you -6. And then negative times negative is positive. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so this is what I end up getting. Now I have to take this value here and I have to remember that I still have this y plus 2 out in front. Now if you paid attention, what I actually did here with this is I used the FOIL method. For this next multiplication, what we're going to do is we're going to actually use the distributive method. So I'm going to take y into the first term, the second, and the third. So y times y squared gives me a y cubed. Y times -6y is -6y squared. And then we get plus 9y. I'm then going to take my 2 and I'm going to take it into the first. Take the 2 into the second and take the 2 here into the third. So here this is going to be plus a 2y squared minus a 12y plus 18. Now the very last thing we have to do is you have to combine your like terms. So combining like terms means we need to identify them. So first and foremost, I have this y cubed all by itself, so there's nothing to do there. I have this y squared and a y squared. I've also got a single y and a single y, and then I've got my constant here. So this is going to become y cubed. Negative 6 plus 2 is going to give me a negative 4y squared. 9 minus 12 is going to give me a negative 3y plus 18. And there we have it. I have gone from my roots down to a polynomial expression that had numbered coefficients or integer coefficients. So that's really all there is to it. It's just a simple form of working backwards from your solution and undoing all the math that would have been done in order to get there. Okay? So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, relax, enjoy, have fun, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time.